there, fellow hungry travelers. Mark.
And I'm Jocelyn, and this is the Eats of Maine.
And when you're thinking about coming to Maine, what is the one food everyone thinks about?
Lobster.
And all of its fantastic forms. So what are some of the fantastic forms of lobster they should have when they're here in Maine?
My favorite is just steamed lobster. Oh my gosh, sometimes you get like 2 at a time. Holy cow. So you're going to get 2 whole beautiful steamed lobsters. You're going to have to do a little work to get through them. Little side of butter on the side, sometimes coleslaw, something like that, right?
Little corn, maybe some corn on the cob.
Some corn.
Yeah, but you're going to have that. And don't worry, if you're not sure how to get it out, the locals will definitely help you figure out how to do it. So don't worry there. But if you're scared of the, whole lobster on your own, what else could you go for?
You can absolutely get a lobster roll.
Oh, heck yeah. Don't worry. That side of butter will be there as well. And there's different kinds of lobster rolls you can have.
Sometimes they're hot, like toasted buns, and sometimes they're cold.
Yes, and you got to have the mayonnaise with it. And, of course, still the melted butter is going to come up everywhere. Well, the thing is, you're going to get a lot of different lobster stuff. Like Liam got a lobster toasted cheese yesterday.
It's just grilled cheese with lobster meat. I mean, why not elevate your grilled cheese with lobster?
Or elevate your macaroni and cheese with lobster. I mean, heck yeah, you can't go wrong.
Like you can put lobster in just about anything. Salads, soups.
My mouth.
Absolutely. Or mine.
Yeah, so lobster is one of those things. And fresh Maine lobster, you'll see it on the side of the road, on offer. There'll be, there's a lobster shack right by here, Elizabeth Point. So there's a lot of places you can go and just eat your lobster outside and just love it.
Lobster doesn't have to be fancy, served at some 5-star sort of restaurant. You can just grab a lobster at this little shack on the side of the road, and I promise you, it's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah. Now, another seafood delicacy you're going to have when you're here are clams. And again, it comes in various forms.
So, again, we'll just go ahead and start with steamed clams, which look a little weird.
Or steamers.
Yes, they're called steamers, but they look a little funky. Sometimes they're a little bit sandy, so I prefer to get clams in other forms.
So you can get fried clam strips. You can get the whole belly clams fried up. And you get those at the side of the road sometimes.
Absolutely.
But there's also one that Liam fell in love with yesterday, and that is clam chowder, which is...
It's a bisque soup. It's, a creamy soup, and it's got potatoes and maybe some onions and stuff in it, and then all those clams chopped up, and oh my gosh, it's savory and delicate and also really hearty at the same time.
Yeah, so if you can actually make it a meal if you have a bowl of it. So if you're thinking about having a starter, get a cup because the bowl will really fill you up. There's so much more great food to have than just the clam chowder. Now, since we're doing a theme of one food with lots of variations, I think we need to talk about the blueberries here in Maine, the wild blueberries, and they're so good when you come here. And, of course, they come in
all the forms.
So you can have, normal blueberries. You can have blueberries. We had great blueberry donuts today. Oh, my God, so good. Blueberry muffins.
Blueberry ice cream.
Oh, yeah, blueberry ice cream. That was fantastic. Blueberry cobbler, blueberry pie. I mean...
He really likes blueberries.
They're really good at it.
As do Mainers.
Yes, because the wild blueberries are great.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, there's a reason that you talk about the, live Maine lobsters and wild blueberries from Maine. It's because they're just amazing, and they're so fresh and so good when you get them here.
Now, moving back to the sea, we have...
all the other seafoods. There's scallops, and there's crabs, and there's oysters, and there's mussels, and my family pretty much eats every single one of those the entire time we come to this beautiful state because it's fresh and it's good, and oh my gosh, yeah, it's really good.
Yes, it is. And you're going to find them all over the state, so do enjoy the fish. You can't go wrong with the seafood when you're here. Now, if we want to go to some more officially tasty Maine treats that they are really, it's our kind of thing, you have whoopie pies. If you're not sure what a whoopie pie is, it's basically 2 pieces of chocolate cake with some cream in the middle, and it's fantastic. You can get it at the gas station. You get it at the grocery store. It is
Get it at a bakery, though.
Yes, at a bakery would probably
Personally, I think that's best, but it is a whole bunch of sugar and goodness all smashed together.
It's not really smashed together.
No, it's layered.
Filled with the cream in the middle. Obviously, she doesn't appreciate the wonderfulness that is a whoopie pie, but that is not as much as we do.
Okay, not as much as you do.
Exactly.
Maybe because I don't find very many gluten-free options, but I actually did find a couple of gluten-free options in whoopie pies. So keep your eyes out for that if you have a gluten thing.
Yes. Now, some other good things, so we'll go away from my line of stuff, is also there's all kinds of other great fruit when you're here, right, Jocelyn?
Absolutely. So we've talked about the blueberries, right? We've also, on the way up here, we've passed like 100 strawberry farms. So berries in general are a big thing in Maine.
Yeah, so if you get that strawberry shortcake or you're going to get some raspberries and stuff, it's going to be good. Rhubarb pie, strawberry rhubarb pie, you can get that. You had rhubarb ice cream.
I had strawberry rhubarb ice cream the other day, and holy cow, it was glorious.
Yeah, and that reminds me, the ice cream here in Maine, when you go to one of the ice cream shops, you're going to love it. The ice cream is fantastic. But when it's a small ice cream, it's about the size of Jocelyn's head. I'm not joking. I mean, it is huge, so you might want to share, or maybe you don't want to share, but you won't go wrong with any ice cream here.
I don't know. I really needed to share yesterday. I asked for 2 small scoops. I said, make them as small as you can, because I knew that their portions were like out of control. So the first scoop was this big, and the second scoop was this big, and
No, it was just a little bit smaller.
like by a millimeter. I mean, it was massive. It was like more ice cream than I eat in a month. So be prepared for the portion sizes.
Yes.
So something else you'll find all over Maine is the Italian sandwich. You want to talk about it?
Yes, which is basically a ham. It's sub, basically. Ham, deli ham, American cheese, peppers, onions, all this stuff on there. And the place to get it at
is Amato's, and they've got a big tomato on their sign.
Yeah, so they're all over the state. One of us, you can go get it there, but that's kind of like the go-to sandwich when you are here. Now, I want to go back. I want to rehash it because we talked about clam chowder, but I think in general, you need to realize there's actually a lot of chowders you can have here in Maine that are going to be good. You can get corn chowder, of course, like I said, the clam chowder.
Fish
chowder, seafood chowder if you want the fish and the clam, everything together. But there's a lot of different chowders you can have when you're here, so whatever they have on the menu, if you don't see clam chowder, don't worry. If there's a chowder, you're going to be good.
There'll be another one, and it'll taste yummy, too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something called a bean supper. It's all about Maine baked beans. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, and you don't have to go to a bean supper. It's just a potluck kind of thing you'll see in different communities. But basically, Maine baked beans are what you want to have because it'll have the molasses in there. It'll have salted pork. It's just fantastic baked beans. You can have that when you're here. And one thing you might have it with, or you might want to also grab, is a red hot dog. And when I say a red hot dog, I mean literally the hot dog's
red.
It's red. Like you see it at the store and you're like, what?
And it's snappy too because the casing snaps when you bite into it.
Yeah, so you'll see that there. So don't be surprised you see when they say red hots, they really mean a red hot dog, okay?
It's not a red hot candy. Right?
No, it's a hot dog. And if you're getting that, probably you want to have is Maine soda, and that's Moxy. And Moxy, I know you like it.
I do.
She does really like it. I'm on the fence with it. It's not super sweet.
That's why I like it.
Yeah, which is hence why I like whoopie pies and she's all about the chowder. But it is one of those things. Have a bottle to see if you like it. Don't buy like 4 bottles for the 4 people in your family.
Not until you try one because I feel like it's kind of a love or hate thing. There are very few people who are kind of in the middle. And if you're in the middle, it's not worth buying a whole bunch of them. But buy one, try it, and then decide that you love it and buy a whole bunch more.
Yeah, when you're getting that, because you can get those at gas stations, the grocery store. Another thing you grab is Humpty Dumpty chips. They have their own chips here in Maine. That's also in Canada, but you can get those in the various flavors. Good for a road trip, because here's one of those things you don't realize is Maine is actually a lot bigger than you expect, because you see all the New England states, they're so small, but then Maine is like bigger than the rest of the New England states combined, okay? So
it's pretty dang massive.
Yes.
And you definitely need to load up on some of those great Maine things so you can, have fuel for your belly while you drive the many, many miles of Maine.
Yeah, so when you're driving around, you might see the maple syrup signs out there too.
Really? I hadn't noticed.
Hey, you might have that. So if you're driving around looking for souvenirs, you can actually pick up maple syrup here in Maine, made in Maine, so you can have that. That's nice. And you'll see that maybe maple syrup candies.
Oh, I actually got a chai tea the other day, and they sweetened it with maple syrup, and it was so good. Like, honestly, I love chai teas, and I don't love them super sweet, but they put the maple syrup in, and I was like, holy dang, that's some good stuff.
But make sure you stir it up. You got to keep stirring it up because it'll sink to the bottom.
Kind of settle, and then you get a slurp of just maple syrup.
Which is also good. I mean,
it's fine. I mean, maple syrup through straw.
Yeah.
What's fine.
And I think one of those things I want to mention with the maple syrups is there's a lot of diners around you can go to. There's a lot of local restaurants. So obviously breakfast with pancakes and maple syrup, you can never go wrong with. Another thing you might see in terms of the candy stuff, because I'll leave this for you, is the Needums. Now, I Needum me some Jocelyn, but a Needum...
Oh, sure you do.
Is actually It's potato and coconut and some other flavorings mixed together and then covered in chocolate. It might be in a little bar or kind of a patty kind of thing. You can get that at some of the candy shops around Maine. And believe me, I don't know if there's more candy shops or t-shirt shops when you go around Maine to the places.
When you're on the coast.
We're on the coast, at least there is that. And then I think there's something important we need to mention are the donuts by
Holy
Portland.
donut.
The Holy Donut.
Holy donuts are amazing because they're not like normal donuts. They are potato donuts. So they're like kind of
They're cakey
they're
donuts.
moister than a
They're
normal.
moist cake
Yeah.
donuts. And there's lots of different flavors you can get there. We had the maple bacon one, we had lemon one, but my personal favorite was the blueberry, which was a blueberry donut with blueberry glaze on top. Oh,
So they're also seasonal and they change by day, but they've got all these great flavors. So go in and like get yourself a box of them and try them all, or as many as you can
physically try. And I'll say they do fill you up because our kids were like, they're like, I'm good. I'm like, wait, you had like a donut and a bit? They're like, yeah, I'm full. Like both of them. I'm like, wait, when do kids stop eating donuts?
And what I love is that they had a whole bunch, not just like one gluten-free option, but they had like 6 or 7 gluten-free options. So
And they were good.
they were
and they were
actually
good
really good
donuts,
because, you know, if you're gluten-free and you try to eat those gluten-free things, often they're just like dry and crumbly and nasty. These were actually really good. I made everybody taste it and it was quite excellent. I really like Holy Donuts and they're fun and inventive and that makes me excited.
Yeah, so try this. If you're by Portland, it's really worth trying. Yeah. Yes. And now a few things about eating out in Maine. One thing I'll say is you need to have patience when you go out to eat because during the summer there's a huge influx of tourists from the U.S. but also from Canada that come down. And that can mean a little bit longer wait times to get seated, to get your drinks, to get your menu, to get your orders and stuff. So have patience when you're here because the people are friendly and they'll give you the advice and stuff like that. But don't expect them to be coming to your table all the time just because there's so many tourists that are coming through here. So I just want to give you the heads up for that. Also,
local places, those mom and pop places, those shacks on the side of the road, those are my favorite places to eat in Maine. I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be fancy to be really, really good.
yeah, so we hope this helps you know what to eat when you come here to Maine. If you want to learn more, check us out on our website at woltersworld.com.
And if you have some more Maine eats, put them in the comment section below, please.
Bye.
See y'all.